Hello everyone, welcome to PHOTOPLAY's YouTube channel and welcome to Tuesdays with Tina. I have a super fun couple of projects to share with you today. We are creating some 5x7 cards. We're using the PHOTOPLAY Papers Fresh Pick 2 12x12 collection pack. We're also using the Fresh Pick 2 Ephemera Pack. And I thought we would stuff our cards, our 5x7 cards, with some recipes. This sheet is perfect for that. This is the PHOTOPLAY Papers Fresh Pick 2 recipe card sheet. Most of your favorite craft stores will have this sold individually. It's a nice quality. It has 6 recipes on here. The nice thing is when you flip it over, there's lots of room for ingredients or instructions on your recipes. And I thought we would fill our 5x7 cards with a couple of recipes today. So it's a nice gift to give. Not only is it a great card, but it's a great gift to give. So let's jump in, pick out some pattern papers. I went ahead and picked out some pattern papers. They're 12x12 normally. I just trimmed mine in half, but I'm going to be using the Herb Garden. I just think that's so pretty. I'm also going to be using Country Flowers, which is this one. And then I'm also going to be using Lemon Twist. Look how fun this is. And I'm also going to use the reverse side of Lemon Twist. Okay? Since we're making 5x7 cards, I'm going to be using some cut-aparts for my card today. Great way to create 5x7 cards is using the larger cut-aparts. Now, if you make an A2 size card, the 3x4 are perfect for that. But this one here and this one here, we're going to be trimming out and using on our card today. While I'm trimming these out, I'm also going to trim out all 6 of my recipes. And basically you just trim down the middle and then trim into thirds. And you'll get 6 recipe cards. I'm going to go ahead and do that, trim down some pattern papers, and I'll be right back. I trimmed down my pattern papers and I created my card base. This is a 5x7 card base. We're actually going to make it landscape, so we're going to open and close it like this. And then we have our cut apart, and we also have our recipes. Ideally you'd want to fill these in for the card. But I just think this is going to be such a nice little gift and a card. I love making those. We're going to start by taking our largest piece of pattern paper. This is a 5x7 sheet. I'm going to flip this around. We're going to put some adhesive behind here. I'm going to attach this to the front of my card base. Such a refreshing pattern. This will be good for putting a recipe in there for like a lemon cream pie or some lemon tart cookies or some lemon bars. All of those recipes would be really good for this card. Okay, now I also have a slightly smaller piece of pattern paper. This measures 6 1/4 inches wide by 4 1/4 inches tall. What we're going to do with this is we're going to mat our cut apart directly on this, so we have a little bit of that polka dot border peeking out. I'm going to go ahead and add this. And this is going to, you see how that fits, it just frames it. I just think that's wonderful. It frames our 5x7 card beautifully. Okay, these pieces here, before we continue on with the front of our card, I'm going to open up my card base and we have these pieces here. This is a 1 3/4 inch by 7 inch strip of pattern paper. Okay, what I'm going to do is take my glue. I'm using glue because I just want a thin strip along the left, along the bottom edge, and then along the right. And then I'll take this, I'm going to tack this down on the inside of my card base. This is going to create a pocket for my recipes. After we have this adhered, I have a strip of our green pattern paper. This is a 1 by 7 inch strip. We're going to tack this right down the middle. Actually, I take that back. we're going to tack this 1/4 inch up from our pattern paper. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this pattern paper. This is a 3/4 inch tall by 7 inch wide piece of pattern paper. And I'm going to add this down the middle of that green paper. Wonderful. And then our recipes will slide right in there, like so. We're going to close this up, and I'm going to take some twine, and I always like texture on my cards, so I'm going to bring in some twine. I'm going to wrap it around a couple times, and then I'm going to tie a bow here off to the left. Now that we have our bow tied, I put some foam and some glue behind this panel. We're going to add this to the front of our card. I used pop-up foam because this way it adds a little bit of, since it is a big card, it adds a little bit of stability. I went through my ephemera and I found this wood recipe. It's exactly the same size as this in this corner, but I'm going to add a little bit of a border around it. So I trimmed out a circle that was just a little bit larger. What we're going to do is mat these two together. Once we have this adhered, I'm going to bring in the sticker sheet and we're going to add some stickers. There are lots of fun stickers in here. And since we have an open book, I think I want to cover this up with a few of our lemons here. So I'm going to pop up both of the lemon stickers here. We'll add a few stickers on this side, and I think I'm going to add a pot holder. Before I add my whisk, I went back through the cut aparts, and what I want to do is trim out From Our Kitchen with Love. I'm going to trim out a couple of these sentiments here. So I trimmed out From Our Kitchen with Love. I'm going to put some foam tape behind here. And I'm going to go ahead and add this. I'm going to do a sticker surgery, and I'm going to trim my whisk in half. And then I'll remove the release paper off of the foam tape, and I'm going to tuck the top end of my whisk under my greeting, and then I'll take the bottom and we'll continue it. We're going to stretch that sticker so it looks like it's tucked in there. Now we're going to add a little bit of sparkle. We're going to add a few gems. So now we have a little bit of sparkle. And then to finish off the card, I'm loving the way this looks. And it's really not too bulky, but when you open this up, I thought we would add a couple little tickets here. That we could add to the inside using our ephemera. And then I have a real small paper clip that we can add these to. And let's add a banner. I saw some banners in here. You can add a banner, kind of tucking it with the recipes. And there's plenty of room up here to make create a message. But I thought that would be really cute. So that's card number 1. I'm going to go ahead and put this off to the side, and we're going to bring in the elements for card number 2. For card number 2, I again have a 5x7 sheet of pattern paper. We're going to adhere this to our 5x7 landscape card. And then I have the opposite of the lemon pattern paper. We're going to create a mat for behind this cut apart sheet. Now for this one, I'm going to bring in some twine, and I'm going to wrap it around this side a couple times. And then we're going to tie a bow towards the top for this card. And that's the front of our card. I'm going to open up my card, and we're going to do the same thing we did with our first card. I'm going to add a thin bead of glue along the left and the right and the bottom. And then we're going to tack this down on the inside of our card. Well, we can go all the way. We're going to go all the way to the top with this. I have a little bit overhanging, so I will trim that off. So we have that pocket. Now I did notice in our sticker sheet, we have a real pretty lacy border. I'm going to go ahead and take this border, and we're going to add this on the inside of our card. Now I will trim away this. So we have a nice scalloped edge on the inside. Okay, we're going to keep our sticker sheet out. And for this card, I think I'm going to use the Bon Appetit with our Ephemera Pack. I like the way that's shaped. And I'm going to add some foam squares behind here, and we'll pop it up and place it over here. We'll add our Bon Appetit, and then let's add some stickers. You know, I don't know what it is about colanders, but I love them. So I'm going to add a colander or a strainer to our card here. And I do want, what I love is you have some thyme. I always need a little extra thyme. We have some thyme. We have some sage. We have some rosemary. And I think I'll add some rosemary here. We will add a little bit of rosemary. And I think I'm going to add the fork and the spoon to this card. What I like to do is kind of crisscross them. And I'm going to put some foam tape behind here, and we're going to add these. Now before we add our fork and our spoon, I'm going to go ahead and take one of our ephemera pieces, and I'm going to put this right across the bottom here. So I'm going to need to add foam adhesive just to the left and to the right, and I can use my tape runner here. And then I will go ahead and add my utensils. And I left a gap between the middle here so I can overlap it on the end. We're going to add a little sparkle using those same gems. Oops. And then that will finish off the front of this card. I love the way this looks. And again, this is not too bulky either. And when you open it up, you have a real pretty pocket. You could even put some stickers on the inside if you wanted to. And then you can add your recipes. We'll just slide those in there. like so. And then if you want to put some more ephemera to add a little color to your recipes, I have a real small paper clip. You can just add a paper clip on the inside with that. You can even use some stickers in here if you wanted to add a little bit of flair to your recipe cards too. But that will finish off that card. And that finishes off both my projects today using the PHOTOPLAY papers. Super fun Fresh Pick 2 12 by 12 collection pack. We're using cut-aparts, ephemera, and stickers on our cards today. And when you open them up, you have a fun gift to give. This would be a great little gift for a neighbor, or just to send to somebody who loves your cooking. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day. We will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.